Okay. So far, the sources I've found have been mostly about how vaccinations are needed in society and about misconceptions that people have about them and like why they don't want to vaccinate their children. Many of these have been scholarly experts, and like I've been reading their own research and own words on the subject. Some have come from blogs and like concerned parents about the subject, and then others have just been general newspaper articles. Since this topic's like so controversial in our society, many like everyday opinions and concerns haven't been hard to find, which like really helps with like knowing that it's an everyday concern of people and it's not just like a money making industry or something like and it can like help prove that like to these people with the science backing up that the misconceptions they are having and the concerns they are having are like are supported by science and like what they are thinking isn't actually the right facts that they hear. They're also going to help like show like the everyday concerns will help show me that like if there is such a big concern, like there needs to be more awareness about vaccines and not just throwing science in people's faces. Like parents do need this proof. So, and then the general like newspaper articles I found show just like real life situations and cases, like firsthand proof of stuff that has happened because of vaccinations or because of not having vaccinations. So a few of the sources I did find were like from Journal of Midwifery and Women's Health, just talking about how parents refuse to vaccinate their kids because it causes like autism. So I will explain how like there is science, there's not science behind that, and like prove that misconception. Or there's been like the Wiley online library, which explains many of the benefits and concerns people have and how there have been like outbreaks if people don't vaccinate their kids, and goes into just like what goes wrong if there aren't vaccines. And then the New York Times actually wrote an article that I'm going to use about how measles is related to autism, and like that's a huge thing right now, but the measles are coming back now because people haven't been vaccinating their kids because of this. So some of my best sources I found come from more scholarly essays about the safety of vaccines, and it talks about how effective preventing disease is through immunization, and how vaccines were introduced because of their effective results and like their importance of keeping diseases away. And it also again talks about the autism link and like all the effects and concerns that people have about this certain type of drug in a vaccine. And then also some that I've like thrown out have just been like ones that haven't been helpful to me, about like talking about the importance of like a flu shot or the habit of getting vaccines, which obviously like if a parent is concerned about getting a vaccine, they're not going to want like it to be a habit and like, oh, it's time to get my flu shot because society says I need it. Like it's more about these big diseases that are coming about us. So I'm still working on getting an interview. I just need to set it up, and my case studies need to be more looked in depth because they aren't always relatable. But other than that, I am on track to writing my paper.